Once again, Tatarklubben is gathered at Kødbyen in Copenhagen. Today's theme is how to involve stakeholders in the development of your brand. And I'm joined here today by Nick Adams, the Vice President of Corporate Branding at Novo Nordisk. Nice to have you with us, Nick. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Looking at Novo Nordisk, you're famous for your mission, changing diabetes. If you look back at the last decade, how has that mission helped build your brand?
Well, the brand of Novo Nordisk, have always been synonymous with changing diabetes. We can trace that back to when the company started, in actual fact, back in 1923. But having this corporate positioning, which we defined 10 years ago, has helped us really differentiate ourselves versus our competitors. What makes Novo Nordisk stand out is the fact that we are focused and specialised on diabetes care. And as global leaders, we really believe we can make a difference there. So the Changing Diabetes platform has really allowed us to drive the brand forward, drive the preference for Novo Nordisk brands forward, and make sure that we can involve a much wider range of stakeholders in our brand and our brand promise.
And today's theme was how to involve stakeholders in the development of your brand. What's Novo Nordisk's strategy in that regard?
Well, working with the healthcare industry, there's a number of traditional stakeholders you need to work with, obviously, from the patient to the doctors to the payers listing your medicine. What we've worked with is really above and beyond that as well, looking at policy when it comes to diabetes care in the world, making sure that there is diabetes care and diabetes plans in place in many places around the world. For example, working through the United Nations to make sure there is a resolution on diabetes, that countries actually have a diabetes care program. But really we've been looking above and beyond the whole value chain to make sure we can involve a broader range of stakeholders in it. So our latest initiative, the Cities Changing Diabetes Project, is very much about looking above and beyond the normal traditional stakeholders which we normally work with. So in this case, looking at urbanization, looking at globalization, and looking at what's happening when so many people are moving from the countryside into the city. And so through that, we start to engage with completely different stakeholder groups, like mayors of cities, like architects, like city planners, and look at health specialists within there and say what's happening within a city to actually improve people's health, and what a city is doing well, what could be improved. So our philosophy always as a company is really how do we involve a wider range of stakeholders through all the projects we do with changing diabetes.
You mentioned in your brand that building a brand starts with reputation. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, so the way I see it, reputation and branding goes hand in hand. What we've done over the last 90 years of the company, but particularly over the last 10 years working with Changing Diabetes, is try to position ourselves as the world-leading diabetes care company, positioning ourselves as leading the fight against diabetes. On the other side of that, though, there is an outcome of that, and hopefully that leads to a stronger reputation, that people trust our brand more and have a much stronger feeling about who we are as a company. Through that, they'll support us more, and hopefully more people will actually be interested in buying our products and actually engaging with us as stakeholders. So reputation, and then what's at the essence of reputation is trust, is intrinsically linked with staying what you stand for and doing it authentically and making sure that you really live up to your promise as a brand.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.